Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to make 3 points as to why we attack others with name calling. And then for the 4th point, I want to say what this actually reveals on the inside of us. Let's jump right into it. All right, so the first point I want to make is name calling is just a shortcut for when we lack emotional regulation. When we can't manage disappointment, when we can't handle an offense or frustration, we use name calling as an emotional release. We see this happen with children.
Why your sticky butt is over? Shut the fuck up!
Wait a minute! Nah.
When they're frustrated, they'll go off. As you can see in the video, the child had a few choice words for the other. But that's because there was some lack of emotional regulation. But this isn't just an issue with children. This is also an issue with us as adults.
Of today's men are sassy. We got a low tire in the vet. All these men out here, where are they at? All of them, you know. All of them doing their thing with the bikes. And we say, can y'all help us put air in the tire? Not one of them not one of them. Not one of them just ignored everything that we fucking said. Blatantly ignored. But you know what? It's okay because I got it. Yep, my man got it. The fuck? Yep. Oh, thanks for your help, my guy. And then instead of taking like 5.5 seconds, just top ours off real quick. Oh, my guy's gonna make us wait till he gets his whole car pumped up. Yep. Thanks for your help. I cannot. Motherfucker.
As you can see in that video, the women weren't regulating their emotions properly when they were disappointed that the men wouldn't help them put air in their tire. So what did they do? Resort to name calling, resort to degrading men, calling them sassy, mother effers, and things like that. Name calling isn't demonstrating strength. It's really just showing us that we have unmanaged emotions and we're looking for a target to use that. So that's the first point. It's just a shortcut for our lack of emotional regulation. Let's keep it moving. Point number 2. Name calling is used to regain control when we feel rejected. At the end of the day, when we feel challenged by others' boundaries, we resort to giving people labels.
That me and said I'm cute. She mad because I got a kid. Now she being mean. Bitch, you mad I got a kid? Like, you a weirdo. Like, why you say something to me? Why did you say I'm cute? This bitch basically said.
As you can see, this is a perfect example because he thought the woman was she was initially attracted to him, but once she heard a little bit more about him, which was a boundary for her, that he had children, it was a boundary for her, he didn't like that. He felt rejected. So what did he do? He resorted to a label, calling her name, calling her the B word, essentially, saying, she's weird and she's a B for having a boundary. He didn't like that. That made him feel rejected. If we can't control someone's thinking, what do we try to do? We try to control the narrative about them. So that's what he resorted to. So it's important for us to understand that when we're name calling, it's really, especially when we feel rejected, it's really us just trying to regain control. Let's keep going. All right, point number 3. Name calling is often a defense mechanism because we don't want to accept accountability. When someone is trying to correct us, when someone is showing us where we've gone wrong, what we'll often do is use name calling as a shield to not have to face what's being brought to us. And that's a huge problem.
Will you ask why you're out here today?
We're out here today because there is an ICE raid, and New York City is doing the work of ICE, protecting ICE as they do illegal work to tear families apart in New York City. And as New Yorkers, we're not going to stand for that.
Is it illegal to enforce immigration law?
Okay, we're not.
Oh, okay, please don't touch the microphone.
Okay, well, who are you?
I'm a reporter. We have the right to enforce our immigration law?
You're such a fucking dork. You're such a dork.
You guys aren't very articulate.
As you can see with the first video, the woman was protesting. The gentleman comes up, asks her why she's protesting. Then what does he do? He uses a question in a way to drive correction to her. Like, and what does she do? She used name calling. She called him, I think she called him a dork, and started questioning the validity of him being a reporter. She didn't want to have to be accountable to the correction that he was bringing to her. So she resorted to that.
I needed to deal with it head on because the other day the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded.
And in the other video, you see the preacher not wanting to be accountable for, I guess, the controversy around the dress that his wife wore. So rather than handling it with wisdom as a man of the cloth should, he resorted to name calling, saying people are insecure, saying people are jealous, saying they lack exposure, all these different things. Why? He's using these words, this name calling, as a shield, as a defense mechanism to avoid accountability. Name calling is often just what happens when accountability gets uncomfortable. That's something that happens, and we have to make sure that we're being mindful of this. But you remember how I was saying for point number 4, I wanted to show you what it's really revealing. What it's really revealing when we go into name calling is revealing what's in us. What comes out is revealing what's within. That's what Jesus is saying in a couple verses that I want to share. He's saying he wants to make it clear that words don't create the condition of our hearts. It reveals it. So when we start name calling, it's revealing what's inside of us. Matthew 15:18, that verse is showing that what comes out of our mouth is flowing from our heart. Luke 7, chapter 7, 33 through verses 33 through 35, it shows how people labeled John the Baptist and Jesus oppositely. Not because of the truth, they were telling the truth, but because their hearts were already resistant to what they were sharing. So when we get to name calling and labeling and insulting other people, when we don't want to accept accountability, when we feel rejected and try to gain control by labeling people, when we're not emotionally regulated, we resort to calling people names. We resort to insulting them. We resort to profanity. These are the things that we do. And when we call people names, it doesn't... it's not necessarily about the person that's being attacked, even though they might have done us wrong. And we have a right to being justly upset and offended. But when we resort to name calling, it's not exposing them. It's really exposing the spiritual condition of us, of our heart, the attacker, the one that's doing the name calling. And that's the point I want to drive home, is that, when we are calling people names, no matter whether we're justly upset or not, because sometimes we're upset and we have a right to be. And other times we're upset because we just lack patience. We lack emotional regulation. We don't want to be accountable. At the end of the day, if we resort to name calling, it's showing us a part of us, but it's not for us to be like, I'm in complete shambles, I can't come back. No, it's actually saying, hey, there's room for growth here. Here's an area of opportunity. And that's what Jesus is demonstrating to us through these verses. He's saying, hey, it's exposing something about your heart, but I can help you with that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to feel hopeless. You don't have to feel lost. You don't have to feel doomed, because light has come. Sometimes the light of Jesus, the light of hope, the light of change shines in the darkest moments that we have. And we have to look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? Especially from a hopeful perspective. So I want to say this, then I'll be done. You know, our words are always testifying to something. It's either testifying of the wounds that we have and these areas of brokenness in our heart, that we need the help of Jesus, that we need some practical resources like therapy and books and conversations and environments that can help us find peace and healing. Or, you know, our words reveal the wisdom that is in us. So rather than, you know, insulting others, the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath. You know what I'm saying? Being quick to listen and slow to speak. So on and so on. So what I want to encourage you is to know, you know, name calling is not appropriate. And it's an issue that all of us need to address. But there's hope, because it reveals that there's place in our heart that only Jesus and intentional work can change. And if we're willing to do it, we'll see growth and we'll evolve. I hope you're able to get something from this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.
Stand on it, be strong.